See us out here. The gnarly mixtapes. It's crazy. DJ Corrupt, man. It's about that money. Nothing more and nothing less.
All right, we're back on It Is What It Is. On the topic of Nipsey Hussle conspiracy or jealousy, and I have leaned all the way toward conspiracy. And it's final thought time, so we finna go ahead and have that final thought now. I'm gonna say from the door, yep, I feel like it's a conspiracy. I feel like it's a conspiracy because it sounded a little fishy. What really got me going is the fact that he came back 3 times to make sure that he was actually dead. Now, the word was, from what I've been reading and told and whatnot, is that Nipsey was actually saying something. One of the reasons he kept coming back. What really was told to me is he was talking shit, you know. I guess why he was dying. So I guess why if you go out, you might as well go out talking shit. That sounds like something I do. I'll be saying fuck you all the way to my last breath. But I think it's a conspiracy because I think that we really haven't had a real black leader since probably the 60s or movement. And it's just like with the Panthers, when they flooded the neighborhood with drugs and they had to break up the Panthers because they look at it as a political group. I think it's that people, you know, they so scared of times that would change. They kind of scared of us being united as one. You need to keep that in mind when you're doing dumb shit to your own people too. It's power in unity. And of course your oppressor knows that. So anytime anybody, if you ever notice anybody that ever speaks anything of unity and they actually do something to unify a people, us, when I say a people, we as people, if you notice, they get snuffed out or thrown under the bus some type of way or some kind of way they try to destroy them to the point where everybody can run astray again, because there's nothing more powerful than a united people. So I'm definitely thinking it's conspiracy. It could be for a number of reasons. It could be something not so as what I said, as big as what I said. It could be something as small as, like I said, a real estate deal. Because one thing that we didn't really touch on is that California is like the highest priced real estate in the damn country. And from what his brother said, the little note that he said, he kind of changed his mind on, I guess, you could tell in mid-sentence, I think he kind of like, he's not going to tell us all their business, that they were trying to work out a deal that was going to just change the game. And it was dealing with real estate. There's no telling what they were trying to buy and who it would upset if they was trying to buy. Nobody wanted, I was watching the other day, matter of fact. I was watching American Gangster the other day. And when he was telling Frank Lucas on the movie, now if this actually happened in real life, who knows? But this is the mentality of people that in fear of they will lose something. He was like, they hate what you represent. And Frank Lucas was like, in the movie, Denzel was like, I don't represent shit but Frank goddamn Lucas. And he was like, nope, you represent progress. Something that's moving forward. You're showing the bud head of the future of where black people will be in the type of roles that they own whole companies. Like not, the companies of now, the companies of cable companies. Because regardless of what anybody tells you, you have some black people that have money, but you don't have some black people that, I'm trying to think of how Chris Rock said it. You have black people that are rich, but they're not wealthy. Wealthy is Warren Buffett. That motherfucker can buy an army. You know what I'm saying? That's wealthy. That type of wealth where it will take 6 generations to spend your goddamn money. That type of wealth. Not the type of wealth of like your Beyonce and Jay-Z. Yeah, they worth like $1 billion, but Warren Buffett is worth like 90. You know what I'm saying? So, and, eventually you will get, they're not going to be able to stop it. At some point, somebody black is going to get there. And that's the type of thing that would help them get there. Things like Ice Cube trying to do it. Things like Nipsey Hussle trying to do. He even if he wasn't the one that would make it, he would have probably been the olive branch that pulled that person that would make it into that light. Like, if you want to see people elevate, you educate the people. I constantly tell that to people. I don't know what happened that made us speak up against education. I don't know what the fuck that happened, because I am just a prime walking, living example of how education can turn your whole life around. if you get a people educated to the point where they can, deal with any type of person or just knowledge itself, not necessarily even educated, just a lot of knowledge that they'll know how to do different things. There's some people that will excel. And that's why you have people that they have the way the system is set up in the inner city. The education system, the curriculum sucks. It's terrible. That's why, if you notice, they know people that could do better do not send their kids to those places. That's why the whole scandal you just seen with people paying to send their kids to Ivy League schools because they realize the importance of education, that they would donate a fucking hall that costs $2 million just to get their kids to go to that school, because that school ensures that they will make, $700,000 salary. You know what I'm saying? And it affects their life, and it also keeps their family progressing. You see what I'm saying? It's not enough that they got money. They want their family to have more money. Like, if you ever pay attention, that's usually how it goes when it goes to Caucasian money. Their family be here. Like, they may have started here with their family, like Trump, for instance. He started one place, but now Trump got way more money than his dad ever did. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with, I can't remember what company owned before that, but the guy that owns FedEx, same thing. His daddy started here. He had, considered his time to be rich, but he took it to a whole nother level. That comes from the right kind of education, going to the right schools, and having the right knowledge. Period. And of course, some starting money to be like, they go $1 million loan, start your business. But for my final thought, it was a conspiracy or jealousy. I definitely say conspiracy, just because of the way it happened, how it happened, and not to mention the man is actually saying at this point that he was paid $75,000 to kill Nipsey by the LAPD. Now, you can say what you want to say, but we already know it's two crooked police forces in America, goddammit. The most crooked tool is the NYPD and the LAPD. We all know it. So is it far-fetched to think the LAPD did some shit like that? Not the LAPD as a whole, but somebody in it? You goddamn right it ain't far-fetched that they did some bullshit like that. I can actually see that fucking happening, because ain't no telling what the fuck they was involved in. But that's my final thought. All right, to make sure y'all there.
I have some questions for people listening to the show, or things to make them think. Nipsey Hussle was a teacher, a community activist, a leader, and a financial reference, so to speak, that we can use to understand the term we use in the black community called come up. You understand what I'm saying? Certain things he recognized, like, prison does not really reform anybody. It's a big business. Right now, MDOC is being sued for not filling up prisons, fast enough. It's a big business. Does your child's school have passionate teachers who are vetted to teach? Can you go anywhere in your community for food or help if you need it? Are we going to be as black people forced back into slavery, or will we choose eventually to become unified and be a force to be reckoned with financially, educationally, and moralistically, which would bring about socio-economic change? Where's our representatives on the issues that the communities, that are underserved, that we belong to? Where are they, when it all goes down? Do they have workshops to teach people, trades and ownership? Do they openly help or donate to community causes? Did they keep their promises that they made at the beginning of their term when we elected them? Are they accessible to at least listen to you? Do they respond to your emails? Do they themselves own a business in the community? What stature are they? Have they reached out to you? Those are all questions we need to ask ourselves about our community leaders. In reference, tying into what you began talking about, King, was the Black Panther Party. Black Panther Party is looked at as, and labeled as a civil disobedient group, who protested and antagonized the United States government. But the truth is, the Black Panther group is responsible for after-school programs. Who uses that the most? Black people. Black Panther Party is responsible for the lunch program, breakfast program, cross guards, and things that our schools wouldn't be able to make it without, simply because they donated their time and effort into making an educational space clean and clear for children back then. Now what you got is a bunch of kids going to school acting a dang fool, period, point blank. And, like I said, Black Panthers were labeled as civilly disobedient simply because it wasn't that they didn't acknowledge the government lawfully. They just expressed openly that they didn't believe in the government, and they expressed it kind of like the same way we do in this show. And for that, they were disbanded, and labeled. Some people even had to flee the country. Look, talking about assassinated black women, look at Asante Shakur. People need to find out instead of spending so much time on YouTube, looking at the twerk teams and, all kinds of nonsense. People really need to look into things and investigate. It's too many information highways out there for them not to take heed. I would like to express condolences to the family of Nipsey Hussle, and wish him a, peaceful journey. And that's my final thought.
Now, my final thought is, I'm like Cain. Education, knowledge is power. We was taught that many, many years ago, knowledge is power. You can get all the knowledge in the world, you can get all the paperwork, your doctorate, your PhD. They can snatch all of it away from you, but what they can't snatch away is knowledge. Now, when we're talking about Nipsey, yes, I believe it was a conspiracy. And the reason I believe it was a conspiracy to kill a man is simply because the man had become more than just a hustler. He used the hustle as a come up and went from the come up to the businessman. Got into the business world. And in the business world, he excelled. And once you excel, you keep excelling, and that's what he was doing. He was steady excelling. See, we are on a platform, and only so many of us are able to get off this platform. And you're going to have a few that get off this platform and go on up to the next platform. But those few that rise up to that next platform, there's a cost they pay. But they paved the way for those that's below them and show them the way. But us as a black people, we have to realize and we have to follow that same platform. You got to make money. And you can't continue to stay in the same cycle that we're in. Because the cycle that we're in is going to destroy us. And you can see it every day. You can see our kids steady being incarcerated at an alarming rate. You can see our kids steady getting killed either by themselves, black on black, or by the police. And until we do the same thing Nipsey did, take our hustle and use our hustle as a stepping stone into the next stage of our life and continue to progress forward, as a people, we're going to continue being in the same rut that we're in. Now, as far as those black leaders are concerned, those black leaders don't give a damn about us. How many of them do you see in your community? You see everybody talks about Kenny Stokes. Kenny Stokes are always in the media talking about this and talking about this. But he lives in the community. He lives in the community. He didn't move out. He still lives in the community. And he still fights for the lower income people. No matter how you look at it, he's still fighting for them. You can call him crazy, whatever you want to call him. But that man still fights for the community. knocked down on a